I used to be so socially awkward that I couldn't hold a conversation with anyone or even look people dead in the eyes. And it might sound kind of, ridiculous, but I feel like that's one of the main reasons, or if not one of the biggest reasons, why I'm actually jacked today and why I first took my health and fitness seriously. See, growing up, I was a very to myself kind of person. I did what I needed to do to get by, and I had a very close group of friends that I was, you know, very close and got on well with. But for anyone else who tried to talk to me, I didn't over explain myself, I didn't say more than I needed to, and I was a man of very few words back then. And at that time as well, I felt average in everything that, the system and people around me tried to tell me that I needed to be good at. And I was average at all those things, right? I wasn't outstanding at school or anything like that, right? The one thing that I had going for me that I was good at naturally and was able to get very good at from consistently doing over time was the competitive sports that I was playing, right? And that's essentially the beginning of how, I started developing my physique and my fitness and everything like that. Because I remember a long time ago, I used to wake up at 5 a.m., right, to do these like 10-minute ab workouts before school just so I could be the kid who has the six pack, just so I could be different to everybody else. Because I knew, from a young age that a lot of people aren't going to be doing that, right? Most people aren't doing that, matter of fact. But that meant so much to me at the time because I knew how, capable I was in that specific area and how much it meant to me because of all the other areas that I felt like I was lacking in. And people were yet telling me I needed to be good at them, but I wasn't, right? And it sort of made me angry. So when I talk about, my content in my Instagram of me being angry or frustrated or invisible, that's sort of what I'm talking about. It's not necessarily, physically angry. It's like mentally angry at myself and those kind of things, right? But yeah, fast forwarding and skipping, a lot of time. From competitive sports, as I grew older, I started training from home, right? Started with the ab workouts, started with apps, started with, just messing around 15 minutes here and there, just doing a few things that I could, that I knew and thought were going to help me out in the best way possible. And then from there, obviously, time passed, I got into a gym, I had friends around me who were doing the same thing, and we were all just, grinding together, hitting the gym, just learning sort of strength training, right? Just learning what it means to lift and the consistency and how to make progress and use the equipment and just all of those sort of things, right? And, because of, the addictive personality that I have and my sort of all or nothing mindset, right? I like to do things to the best of my ability if I know that it's something I want to take seriously, or I just don't bother doing it whatsoever. So that was fitness for me, right? I enjoyed going to the gym, fell in love with just evolving my body and being a walking, visual symbol of the hard work and effort that you put in. That was the coolest thing to me at the time. And to be honest, now it still is as well, right? That's such a cool thing. Just owning your physique and understanding that any room that you walk into, people are going to instantly respect you, right? And they could see that from my consistency and from my, just addiction. It was like a peace sort of thing. You step into the gym, you're in your own head, it's all good, right? It's just peace and quiet and it's you putting in effort, right? That was one of the best possible things for me at the time. And honestly, one of the reasons why I still love it today and why I'm consistent and how much it means to me. And as I've been consistent with the gym and recovery and nutrition and then self-improvement, it's all a massive domino effect, right? And the qualities that you learn from understanding what it takes to build a good physique over time, that seeps into other areas of your life as well. My fitness coaching business, what it takes to be consistent, what you need to do, how you need to show up for yourself, the mindset and the identity shift that you need to have, right? A lot of problems in people's lives would be massively, like significantly easier if they were in shape and if they had that, discipline and sort of inner understanding of what it takes to work intensely at a goal that takes a long period of time and also being patient for that result. If people were in shape, if more people were in shape, I guarantee they'd make it significantly further in every other single aspect of their life. And that's sort of like a brief overview of my sort of story. And this whole transformation and everything like that, for me, it wasn't optional. It was something I needed to do. It was something I had to do. Not only for, my benefit and the confidence and everything you get out from being in great shape, but it was also the fact that, when I was younger, I had reflux, right? For the first few years of my life, basically, I couldn't digest food because the valve was sort of weak, and everything I consumed, it would just come back up. I would throw up, basically, every bit of food I ate. So for the first 4 or 5 years of my life, all I ate was cream cheese pasta and Marmite crackers. And I remember daily my mum packing those for me to take to nursery, despite them still supplying food and everything like that. Because, I was a very difficult and scrawny child, right? Obviously, because of the reflux and how I found eating sort of difficult. So for me, it was always about, it was deeper than just, looking better, right? It was to prove to myself that I wasn't stuck being, skinny and unconfident and all those sort of things. It was to prove to myself that I could make a change in something that I had to do for myself. And with that as well, this one's sort of a side topic, but I thought I'd still bring it up anyway because I've mentioned it many times on my Instagram and TikTok. But it's that I'm like 80% blind in one eye, and I was born with that, right? So you can't see, visually, but in like year 1 and 2, I wore an eye patch on my good eye to try and strengthen the bad eye to sort of bring that up. But my good eye was so good and my bad eye was so bad that my bad eye didn't improve at all from the eye patch. And it got to a point after speaking with the opticians and, my family members and stuff like that, that I was going to just forget about the eye patch and just take it off. I wore glasses for a while. Same sort of issue, right? It didn't really help too much or do anything for me like that. So, yeah, the reason I'm saying that is because, playing sports as well, that was also something that was there and just sort of reminded me as I was speaking about that. Thought it'd be cool to include in this video as well. But yeah, I used to wear an eye patch. I'm like 80% blind in one eye. I can see things, but it's just really, really blurry. And so all of that is sort of a brief overview of where I started in my fitness journey, what fitness means to me, and why I even do the fitness coaching now and why I want to help as many people as I possibly can. And I'm going to be continuing to do that. So that's that, right? It all started from a socially awkward, insecure, skinny kid who didn't want to be average. There you have it. But if you guys do have any questions about anything, DM me on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to help. I'll reach out and answer all of your guys' questions. The link is in the description below. Same thing if you want one-on-one coaching, you can DM me the word change on Instagram, or there'll be a link where you can go ahead and book a call with me straight away right there. But that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching to the end. That's sort of an overview on why I started fitness, how much it means to me, and sort of a little bit about myself and my story. And I'll see you guys in the next one.